All the news the government wants you to hear. WCTR.
Is the world ending? We hope so. We need the ratings. The news is next.
Leanne Forget, WCTR News. News with the bottom line in mind. Top news stories. Was Moses really from Ohio? Chairs, the silent killer in your home. Now, WCTR Traffic and Transit. After months, all bridges have been reopened. Bone County, Tierra Robada, and Las Venturas County are now linked up with the rest of the state. Locals celebrated by mass outbreaks of xenophobia and inbreeding. Also, police are celebrating the removal of a major crack cocaine ring by undercover police that has virtually stopped the flow of drugs into Los Santos. Richard spoke to a man on the scene.
That's right, Leanne. It's another victory for Prohibition. Police are really celebrating after this one. One officer told me his amazing true life story of how he infiltrated a drug ring and how cool it was to get paid to get high.
Yeah, I was undercover smoking crack every day. You know, just to be one of them. I even took my wife undercover and made her a crack whore. Say hello to the newsman, bitch.
Hey, don't I know you? The rusty trombone, right?
I doubt it, Tramp. You're crazy. Back to you, Leanne.
Police are struggling to solve the mystery of a container ship found deserted and full of bodies. The FBI is investigating. And government officials denied the existence of an area of Bone County that isn't on the map. Someone who was unprepared to be named said the so-called place that isn't called anything doesn't exist. And if it did, we'd name it something. And where is Mad Dog, wonder record execs? The rapper has battled alcoholism and egomania for many years and recently missed a concert in Las Venturas. Staying in Venturas, it used to be a patch of desert, then it was a mob town. Now it's the corporate headquarters of America. Richard explains from the streets.
That's right, Leanne. It used to be a patch of desert. Then it was a mob town. Now it is the corporate headquarters of America. Back to you in the studio.
In foreign news, we have war, famine, pestilence, and a lot of envy aimed at our way of life. Stay at home. It's better that way. I'm Leanne Forget, WCTR News. Stay alert. They're after us.
This is well-known philanthropist Big Smoke, and you're listening to WCTR. Make a difference to your community. Keep our cities drug-free. Look, I'm doing my bit. How are you helping?
At home, at work, or in rehab, listen to WCTR.
Let's head over to the newsroom.
Leanne Forget, WCTR News, reporting what the morning memo tells us to. Pornography in preschool, the sickening shortage, and shiny compact discs turning your children into killers. Plus, the Epsilon Tract, a psychotic underground power-hungry cult running the government and Vinewood, or an idea whose time has come. The WCTR team spoke to one member.
Whenever I'm in trouble, I talk to my invisible friends. When I was a kid, my mother told me to be good, or invisible people would kill me. I'm passing that terrifying living along to my children, like a virus.
Also, police are investigating the murder of Liberty City crime family the Sindacos, whose bodies were found in a meat factory in Las Venturas. Could this be the start of a mafia war, or was it a sick game gone hideously wrong? Either way, America's beef producers say it will all blow over. Los Santos police officers Frank Tenpenny and Eddie Pulaski are being sought by government officials in order to stand trial for the murder of Officer Ralph Pendlebury. The pair, whom prosecutors claim have masterminded a huge criminal organization, have disappeared. LSPD spokespeople said they were undercover. Las Venturas was recently celebrating the opening of the Four Dragons Casino, a huge new pleasure palace with a Chinese feel, setting a new level of optimistic debauchery for the country. Richard reports from Venturas, where the Four Dragons hosted the Child Actor Convention.
Who do you have to fuck to get a free drink in this place? How do you stay 14 when the dealer's showing 12, you moron? Yeah, hit me.
Richard!
Leanne, as you know, actors are a shallow and insecure lot, often uncomfortable with their sexuality. But what's worse are child actors, especially when they get together. Jimmy, from the canceled sitcom Just the Five of Us, was dragged out by police earlier today.
This is bullshit! Hey, don't arrest my bitches! I am a star! It's just flour, I swear!
Jimmy, I'm Richard Burns, WCTR News. What do you think of My Five Uncles, the show that replaced yours?
What do you think, dumbass? That show sucks my ass.
And why do you still look like a kid?
I'm 51 years old. I just look like a kid. I'm gonna cock punch you. Ugh. Hey, how do you like that, you liberal media bastard?
Richard Burns, WCTR News. Back to you, Leanne.
I'm Leanne Forget, WCTR News. I wouldn't sleep if I were you.
The news and all the other things that really matter to you. Like sensationalist bullshit.
Turn over in case you learned something. The news is next.
Leanne Forget, WCTR News. Unfair and skewed for you. The trial of allegedly disgraced police officers Frank Tenpenny and Eddie Pulaski began yesterday. Although Mr. Pulaski was not at court personally, prosecutors maintain both are guilty of murder, racketeering, drug running, and sexual offenses. Defense maintain officers were just doing their job. Government officials are denying any knowledge of black helicopters that were recently seen flying over the state.
Black helicopters? What black helicopters?
That clears it up. A Las Venturas institution, Caligula's, forced to admit that it was recently robbed. It's the first major heist carried out on a Venturas casino in 30 years. Government officials are not ruling out foul play. Meanwhile, no explanation has been forthcoming as to why the Sherman Dam stopped generating electricity for a few hours recently. One bystander blamed aliens who drink electricity before deflowering virgins. I'm Leanne Forget, WCTR News. It's going to get worse. Trust me.
Talk is cheap, especially on this station. Featuring more rich, angry people complaining. WCTR.
Next up, the reason you're afraid. The news.
Leanne Forget, WCTR News, reporting what makes the administration happy. Today's top stories. Do trees cause baldness? Is noise the new silent enemy of your family? Breaking WCTR News. Navy officials are denying that a hydroplane was stolen from a Marine amphibious assault ship recently, despite eyewitness reports to the contrary. Taxpayers on the scene are not happy.
I pay my taxes. That jet is supposed to be bombing schools.
And the FBI is investigating possible links between the massacre of Forelli family members and the slaying of the Sindaco family. Unconfirmed reports suggest a similar style of execution was used in both hits. An official commented it could be a wormhole in space. I'm Leanne Forget, WCTR News. Don't turn it off. Trust me.
The news and all the other things that really matter to you. Like people dying.
Lady on fire. Bodies everywhere.
And explosions.
Is hanging from the trees. This accident is really cool.
WCTR.
Breaking WCTR News. We go to Richard in Los Santos.
Dude, I am shit-faced. Leanne, Los Santos is in flames. This riot is spectacular, man. I mean, I can't even describe it. Storefronts are being smashed everywhere. There is some great stuff to be had. There is free beer for everybody, dude. I've been loading up. This is capitalism as it was meant to be, baby. Hey, get away from my news van. Yeah, that's right, I'm packing. I'm Richard Burns, bitch. Police advise a state of martial law has been declared. You should stay in your home. Senators are burning the Constitution. Blah, blah, blippity, bloopity, blah, 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 blah. I'm Richard Burns, WCTR News. Jimmy, get me some more beer out of the back of the van and clear out some space.
What?
We're gonna get ourselves a big screen.
We'll keep you posted. Now back to regular programming.
Opinions are free, which is why we're here. It's news and talk that our sponsors agree on. WCTR.
Want to be too scared to go outside? The news is next.
Leanne Forget, WCTR state-controlled news. Propped up. Breaking news. Is skateboarding making your son impotent? And how to find out. Today's top stories. Why hatred is good for you. Foreigners worse than we thought. And our top story concerns the death of recently cleared police officer Frank Tenpenny. His body was found in the aftermath of the recent riot set off by his acquittal. Coroners took several days to identify the body, which had been mutilated and stripped by the homeless. More on the riot of the century. How do we keep it from happening again? Richard is on the streets with rescue workers.
Leanne, I don't know if you've ever covered a riot. But the scene here is amazing! Rescue workers are opening up a car with the jaws of life right here. It is so cool. Hey, shut up, bitch! I'm interviewing. You're ruining my report. Shut up. Hey, rescue guy, come here. Richard Burns, WCTR News. How's it going?
You dumbass, I'm trying to save this woman. Get out of here.
I'm trying to save this woman. Step back. Yeah, well, see if I give you any beers from my news truck, you overpaid prick. Leanne, this town is gonna need some healing. Back to you.
Currently, we have no more information. And in entertainment news, the comeback of the year. Disgraced drunkard Mad Dog, who was recently saved from jumping to his death by a mystery assistant, is on top of the charts with a new album and a sellout tour planned.
Yes, people, the wait is over. Mad Dog is back on the top where I belong, baby. #1. Now I want to set the record straight at this point. I've been hearing all kinds of shit like I was drunk and I was on some drugs and I had a breakdown or some shit. I was never in a hotel in Las Venturas. That's bullshit. They just hating on the player, man. They been hating on me since I was in baby shoes. I was in the studio, yeah, took a little time off. I watched y'all rappers get out there and try to do your thing, but now I'm ready to drop this dog shit on your whack-ass rappers. I got a new manager, his name is Carl Johnson, and we gonna take this rap game to a new level by storm for the second time. Yeah, bitches, sign up right now to get in my whole roster. It's gonna be big. Yeah, take a number, ho, take a number.
I'm Leanne Forget, WCTR News. This is the end and a new beginning.